Let me introduce you to Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson.
I don't hate you as a white woman. I don't hate you as a white man. I am sick and tired of this body so stupidly racially divided, so afraid, so depraved. What the fuck do I have to do in this fucking council in order to get respect as a black woman? And when I get up to stand up and talk, all she talks about is black stuff.
As you should.
I am here to represent every single black woman and man that suffers in the community. I came here to serve people. Don't be afraid. A believer does not compromise their advancement with sexuality, with money.
Well, she should have listened to herself on that part, because now she's in a bit of trouble.
Tania Fernandes Anderson is the vice chair of the committee that oversees government accountability here in Boston. She's also a member of the Criminal Justice Committee, but today she's facing crimes of her own.
Tania Fernandes Anderson is accused of orchestrating a kickback scheme to steal thousands of city funds. Investigators say she hired a relative in late 2022 despite rules against hiring family members.
The feds allege Fernandes Anderson was having major money problems. She was late on rent and her car payments.
So officials claim she offered her family member a hefty bonus, twice as much as the rest of her staff combined.
But that supersized bonus came with a hitch.
The bonus was more than $10,000, but the counselor directed her family member to kick back $7,000 to put in her own pocket. The two exchanged the money in a city hall bathroom in June of 2023, the meetup shown in these texts.
As alleged, not only was these taxpayers' funds being stolen, but it was happening right in the building where she works. Public officials who line their pockets with taxpayer money erode the trust and confidence of the public in the officials who serve them.
Embattled Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson emerging from federal court in Boston after her arraignment on federal corruption charges, refusing to answer any questions. The Boston FBI arrested her at her Dorchester home at about 6 Friday morning.
The councilor denied the accusations, reassuring her constituents she is still committed to the job, writing, "I'm always transparent with you and always available."
Receiving resignation calls from your colleagues, how have you felt about that?
People have the right to their opinion. I think that they should afford, the privilege that everyone has to due process.
But apparently the evidence was just too overwhelming to keep that up.
Boston City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson has just announced she intends to resign. In a statement released to NBC 10 Boston, the councilor asks for forgiveness from her constituents, for privacy, and suggests that she will work with the council over the next few days to figure out her transition out of the job.
And she's expected to plead guilty in a federal corruption case.
As part of the plea deal, Fernandes Anderson also admitted she filed fraudulent federal income tax returns in 2021, 2022, and 2023, but won't be charged with tax offenses.
According to this plea deal, Anderson will spend a year in prison and repay the $13,000 in taxpayer money.
Can you share when you plan to resign?
I can tell you this. I have to think about it thoroughly with my advisory council.
Attention now shifts to life beyond this moment.
Ugly circumstances, beautiful ones, all make up a part of your journey. I'm optimistic and I humble myself